In this video, I'm going to be teaching you how to do a 180 jump mount on the unicycle. Before you learn how to do a 180 jump mount, you want to know how to do a normal jump mount first. To do a normal jump mount, you want to put your pedals parallel to the ground and make sure that the pedals themselves are also flat. I put my right hand on the front of the unicycle, but you can put whatever hand feels most comfortable to you. You want to make sure that your feet are shoulder width apart and at the same distance from the wheel of the unicycle. I'd say about half a foot. And when you jump, you want to make sure that you're going really high so that you come down vertically onto the pedals as opposed to horizontally, which would make you lose your balance. It's also a good idea to know how to do a jump mount on both sides so that you're really comfortable with it. So I'm going to do a jump mount with my left foot forwards now. And I still put my right hand on the front of the unicycle when I use my opposite foot. So just experiment and see what feels most comfortable for you. If you don't know how to do jump mount yet and you're looking for ways to learn, I found that the first step is to do what I call a parallel mount. So a normal mount is when you put one pedal down and one pedal up. You put your bottom foot on the bottom pedal and then you pull back with your other foot and then go forwards. This mount that I'm about to teach you is kind of like a jump mount because you start with your pedals parallel to the ground. And it teaches you how to land on your unicycle without having to pull back and just go right ahead and start pedaling. So what I do is I put my pedals parallel to the ground and put my back foot on the back pedal. And then you're just going to jump a little bit with your other foot, put it onto the pedal, and just start going without pedaling backwards. If you practice this, then you'll get used to landing on the unicycle with the pedals parallel. And that's the first step to learning how to do a jump mount. Another trick to get you ready to do a jump mount is if you take a piece of chalk, which I have right here, and you line your unicycle up like you're about to do a jump mount, and then you draw circles under where your pedals are, right directly under. Then you can put your unicycle aside and practice jumping onto your pedals without actually having to get onto the unicycle. And this is really helpful because at first it's a little bit difficult to position your feet, one in front and one behind, right when you're landing onto the unicycle. So this gives you a good idea about how your pedals are going to be positioned. So you can just practice jumping like that. You can pretend you're holding a unicycle, jump up, and land on your pedals. And it can give your feet a good muscle memory about where your pedals are going to be when you land on the actual unicycle. After you've mastered a normal jump mount, you can start working on a 180 jump mount. So the first step for a 180 jump mount is to position your unicycle as if you were about to do a normal jump mount, but then turn it around halfway. So for me, while I'm jumping, I turn it back around counterclockwise, but you can experiment and see what works for you. To turn it, you put one hand on the back of the unicycle, for me it's my left, and one hand on the front. So the hand on the back of the unicycle is just there initially to help it get spinning. So I'm going to put my left hand on, put it on the right side of the unicycle since I'm turning counterclockwise. And then as I begin to turn it, I'm going to push off with my left hand and then continue turning around with my right hand, like that. So the spinning motion, and you can just practice the spinning motion alone, isolated, to get good at it. You can go like this, push it with your left hand around, and then complete the spinning with your right hand. And it's crucial to take your left hand away because it interferes with landing on your unicycle. The third step is to set up your feet, again, just like a normal jump mount. Right after you jump, you spin it. And then when you land, you want to look down and make sure that you see the pedals, that it's all the way around before you land so that you don't land on it crooked or something like that. And another thing is, both for jump mounts and 180 jump mounts, you want to land not on your butt, but just only on your legs and your feet, because it takes the impact better. So here goes. 180 jump mount might be a little bit nerve-wracking, but I found that it really helps to just put everything into it and not chicken out, because if you jump halfway, then you might land on the unicycle oddly and then fall off. So just go for it. Once you're able to do a normal jump mount with a high jump, and once you know how to do the spinning of the unicycle, you'll be all set. This is a trick that will help you prepare to get ready to do a 180 jump mount. So what you do is you set up your unicycle, and then instead of actually jumping onto the unicycle, just jump and then turn the unicycle around. Like that. So that helps you get the feel for the order of events of a 180 jump mount. Just make sure you have confidence in yourself when you're learning to do a jump mount.